I got front lift on my C8 and so far it's been useless to me. Now that is not to diss the feature and call it useless in general. I'm just saying, to me, I hardly ever use it. For those that aren't aware of this, the C8 can be equipped with a package that allows you the ability to raise the front end by 2 inches with just the click of a button. It takes all of maybe 3 to 4 seconds. And with that feature, you can also program it to up to 1,000 locations to automatically raise and lower it for itself, which is definitely handy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you don't need it because your use case may vary from mine. We all live in different parts of the world. We all got different driveways and whatnot. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, it's something I probably could have went without. It is definitely nice to have. It does give you that peace of mind. And I do like the feature because, like I said, it gives me that peace of mind. For, you know, it's not a matter of if, but when. You know, one day I'm gonna need it, so I'm glad that I got it. But I probably could have went without it. And when I was looking at C8s, I'm looking at everything I want from all the different packages, making sure I got every option equipped. I want the high wing, I want this and that. You know, I want everything I can have it. I wanted the 2LT, I wanted the PDR, I wanted the rear view camera, and all this sort of things. But when it came down to the front lift, I knew I wanted mag ride, right? I knew that was a necessity, and everybody's telling me, oh, front lift mag ride. I'm hearing that all across the internet, and I'm thinking like, okay, cool. I know I have to get that. So there was a few options of cars I liked, but I was like, they don't have the front lift, but it has the mag ride, so I can't get it, even though I like it, you know? And I was like, so all in all, it led me to get this. I got it at a good deal, and honestly, yeah, it's like the feature costs like an extra 1,000 to 2,000 for the option or whatever, and the price of this compared to the other one without it was actually only like a 500 or so different. So it's like, I mean, that basically a steal on that option pretty much compared to, you know, a $2,000 option versus a car that was $500 less than this. So it's like paid an extra 500 and got a $2,000 feature. Now for that feature, I did use it initially like I thought I needed it. I thought this car was so much lower than it was. Like overall, the stature of the car, this car is pretty low, right? It is like when you sit down in the car, like, you got to really get in there. A lot of people don't like it for that reason. On the days where my legs are sore, it absolutely sucks. But overall, I love the car. I love getting in and out of it. Even if you're not the flexiblest person, you real stiff, you real big, you know what I'm saying? You might not find it comfortable to get in and out of this thing. The actual vehicle status is low, but the height off the ground, it doesn't really seem that much lower than my Honda Accord. Maybe by like an inch. It's a little bit lower. I'll probably do a little measurement so you guys can see the difference, but that's not a whole lot difference. Pretty much wherever my Honda can go, this can go. And with the Honda, I mean, everybody's at some point in your life, maybe, I'm assuming, even just in a regular car, sedan, you know, they all got about the same clearance off the ground. At some point, you're gonna rub across something and hit something. You know, maybe you come into a funky entrance to a parking lot or something where it's just completely messed up and you get a little scrape. It happens, you know. If it hasn't happened to you, well, kudos to you. But the Corvette, I haven't scraped anything yet. There's definitely some sketchy spots, you know, the speed bumps that are not as smooth and they're super aggressive, like just a straight hump. It's like some of those, I'm like, how'd you make those? Why not the smooth speed bumps? Why do you guys have to make these harsh speed bumps that even in a truck, I feel like, golly. But when I first got the car, I was using the front lift so much. Like that first like week, I had to hit the front lift for every speed bump. Everything that I saw, I felt like I needed to use that front lift because I genuinely thought the car was much lower than what it was. And then after a while, I started to realizing like what I couldn't navigate and what I could traverse over and like what actually the height was like being in the vehicle, just understanding like, okay, I can go this way, I can go that way, coming in at this angle, coming in at that, whatever. Then I started to realize I'm on edge about a lot of things that I don't need to be on edge about. Then I started realizing, okay, I don't need to use the front lift anymore. And I'm just regularly going over these speed bumps. And then I realized, okay, yeah, okay, the car is not that low. And then outside of that, it does allow you to program it to like 1,000 locations automatically. So I did program it to my driveway because I know my wife, when she gets in the car, she drives it, she's not gonna think like, hey, let me come in at this angle. And our driveway does, you know, has a little divot in it. If you back in, you probably won't have any issues. But if you come, you come face in first, you might get a little scrape, whatever. So I got it automatically for that. So she doesn't have to, you know, consider backing in or being careful when she comes in and out of the driveway. So that's why I do like it. So that's the only location that I have it programmed to automatically raise up. And honestly, a lot of times I don't even think I need it for my driveway. It just gives me that peace of mind because I'm gonna be careful at all times. But I know my wife, man, them curves, man, she might, you know. Outside of that, I don't really need it. And even for my driveway, I don't need it at all. Do I think it's a waste? No, like I said, I feel like I got that package equipped in my vehicle for fairly cheap compared to what it's worth. So I definitely find it, you know, not a necessity, but more of like something valuable, something like I said, not a matter of if, but when. It does give you that peace of mind because you never know when you're gonna need it. So I'd rather have it than not have it. But if I didn't have it, it wouldn't be the end of the world, right? And for those that, you know, are unaware and they're trying to figure out what they should get, a lot of people are gonna differ than me on this. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a must-have. I personally do not think that the front lift is a must-have. Like I said, I feel like I could have went without it, and you may be able to go without it as well. It is nice to have, so if you can get it, like I said, in the same case scenario as me, where, you know, it's fairly cheap to get it, go ahead and get it, you know, why not? But depending on your use case, I wouldn't let that be the deciding factor for you getting your vehicle. It was, for me, I'm happy with the vehicle I got. It actually led me to getting absolutely one of my favorite ones, but there was also a red interior that I liked, and what led me to not getting that was simply because it didn't have a front lift. And I really wanted a red interior. So me personally, if I can go back, I would probably got that red interior over the front lift, just with the knowledge I have now. But because of all the videos and everything I read online, I genuinely thought I needed front lift. I thought it was a necessity. You may need it, you may not need it. Don't let me deter you from getting it. I'm just saying, you know, if you're easily navigating things in a car and you rarely scrape in a regular car, just imagine an extra inch lower. I know it's hard to imagine that, but it's not as low as people think, and I thought it was so much lower when I first got it. And like I said, if I can go back, I would not let that be a deciding factor. Now, mag rod, I think that's far better of a feature than front lift for me. Like, I use mag rod quite often. You know, I actually use it every day as compared to front lift. I still use it every day because I come in and out my driveway twice a day at least, right? Coming in and out. But it's not one of those things that, like, I need, right? That mag rod, also not a feature I need, but it was definitely, I wanted it so much that I need it, and I'm glad I have it because like I said, I use it so much, from going to Z mode and everything. I got everything configured for that, you know, launching and whatnot. I've got everything tailored for that, you know, messing with the PTM, having that performance track management, whatnot. I love that. It definitely is great. And because I'm considering lowering my car, that's actually what led me to be like, dang, I really didn't need this. And with me wanting to lower it using the coilovers and whatnot, I'm like, man, it's actually making me do a little bit more work, to the point where I don't even want to lower it myself. Maybe I could do the back easily myself with the front. I'm like, honestly, I'd rather take it to a shop and let them deal with that, because it just looks like too much. It's like, all right, that looks complicated. I don't want to do all that. So that's my only downfall with the front lift. It's just because of that instance where I truly felt like, man, because I want to lower my car, I don't want to deal with front lift, and I kind of wish I didn't get it. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. Let me know about your front lift. Do you use it as often as you once did? Were you like me and you use it all too often to begin with, and then you find yourself like learning as you go? Like, to me, this is my first sports car. I came from a truck, so I was a lot lower, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't as comfortable in my truck. I never had to consider any rod clearance and whatnot, but with this, obviously I had to consider the ground clearance. So, you know, that's what had me using it initially. But let me know, like, how often do you use yours? How's your opinions on it? Do you find it useful, or, you know, kind of same boat where it's like, hey, it's nice to have, but I don't use it that often? That's gonna be it for the video. I appreciate you guys. Just looking for your opinions on front lift. No, I don't think it's a waste at all. I just think I could have went without it. I miss my red seats, even though I never had them to begin with, so how could I miss them? I just missed out on them, I guess. But appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. Until next time, peace.